Hello, everyone. Welcome to Octopunk Monthly Update, still on YouTube. We've got some fun announcements today and some news about varieties of projects we have coming up at Octopunk. Hello, everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining me today. I see lots of familiar faces and some unfamiliar faces, so welcome to anybody new. I know that doing these streams on YouTube has unlocked a whole new audience that we don't normally get on Twitch. So for now, we are staying on YouTube. Twitch still hasn't got its nonsense together, and I quite like YouTube in some capacity. Like, it's not that bad. I kind of dig it. So I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to its quirks. Some of the things that I'm missing, from Twitch, I'm getting used to. And in terms of the things that I'm missing from Twitch, one thing I talked about on the last Octopunk Monthly update back in September when we first moved to YouTube, I said that we were going to set up YouTube memberships and get the emotes going and stuff. By now, that's not happening quite yet. It's mostly I just haven't had time to set it up. But hopefully by November that will be enabled and we'll be able to start offering actual memberships on YouTube. You'll be able to use your old emotes from Twitch and that sort of thing. So for now, hang tight. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for being patient and just coming out to the streams as you do. Today we've got to talk about some, not What a Beautiful Wedding, we just did that. Fame Fatale. Fame Fatale's the new one coming in October. We got a trailer for Fame Fatale, as well as other stuff coming to Patreon in October, all of our monthly updates for Patreon in October. I have my stream schedule for October as well, so you get a look at what we're doing on Saturdays and for streaming in October. And I've also got another Detroit Reawakening still. This one's really fun today. I'm taking a different angle with it than the last one. So lots of fun stuff, as well as fan art of the month, which is a little smaller than I wanted it to be because Instagram is apparently down right now. So all of the art that people posted on Instagram this month, I could not bring up because the website literally won't load. But if you posted on Twitter, good news. I was able to pull from Twitter. So here we go. I'm going to tell you first up about the streams coming in October. We got a couple episodes of Breakout Roles and some tarot. We just did an episode of Ships and Giggles this past weekend. You can check out the VOD on the YouTube channel if you haven't seen that live. There will be no stream this weekend, this Saturday. I'll be traveling, so I won't be able to do a stream this weekend, but we'll be returning on Saturday streams on Saturday, October 16th at noon with a tabletop RPG called The Wretched. This is a single-player tabletop RPG about being stranded in space. Apparently, it has, a soundtrack and stuff that goes with it, so you can, play the score in the background while you're going through the game. So it's a really immersive single-player RPG, so I'm really excited about it. Essentially, it's like the movie Gravity, where I'll be, on a space station by myself, trying to fix the spaceship or something like that to get home. On Saturday, October 23rd, we're going to be doing a live tarot giveaways in the chat. I'll probably have some kind of guest that I'll read first, as I usually do. My mother's been wanting her reading for a while. Maybe I'll have Octomom on to do a tarot reading. We'll see. And then on Saturday, October 30th, Halloween weekend, we'll have a multiplayer tabletop RPG for Breakout Roles called Seaman's Garn, where pirates tell tall tales about sea monsters. And in some cases, actually contradict each other's tales about sea monsters. It looks like a lot of fun. All of these tabletop RPGs are available on itch.io. They're all indie RPGs. And I hope to have some fun guests on that episode of Breakout Roles. And then finally, our next Octopunk Monthly update will be Monday, November 1st. I love when a month starts on the 1st, at 2 p.m. Eastern. So come back here in a month and see what we'll be doing in November, as well as maybe a trailer for Fallout Sanctuary. We'll see. I'm still programming. I don't know how much I'm going to have recorded. We've recorded a lot of voice stuff for it. And I've recorded some opening sequence video for it. But we'll see if we get any actual scenes. Maybe I'll have something to show you, if not a trailer, because I hope to make a lot of progress on Fallout Sanctuary this month. So we'll see. We may or may not have a trailer or something in next month's Octopunk Monthly update. But we do have a trailer today, and this is our next short film, Fame Fatale. Patrons are really winning this fall. We've got 2 back-to-back months where we've released 2 2 new short films. Of course, last month was What a Beautiful Wedding, which is already up for all $1 and up patrons. If you're not currently a patron, you can join this month and go back and watch What a Beautiful Wedding if you missed it. And if you join this month, you'll also be able to watch Femme Fatale. So you get 2 new short films for the price of one for just $1. And it helps support us and keep my lights on so I can keep doing this for y'all. Femme Fatale is a very different movie than What a Beautiful Wedding. It is a 20-minute long short horror comedy about a gay actor who has been pushed too far after 20 years in the film industry. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Michael. I'm 19. I'm auditioning for Danny from Greece.
Absolutely repulsive. Oh,
I've worked, and I sweat, and I put myself out there, even after being called too fat, too short, and too gay.
You won't miss me at your little horror shindig thingy.
it's not a thingy. It's the Nights of Notorious Festival. They have tons of celebs from horror films or taking pictures, signing autographs.
If you've been doing this for 20 years and you haven't gotten anywhere, maybe you're doing something wrong.
I am no longer going to allow you to step on my dreams.
Michael.
Yeah, that's my name. What's your name?
Michael. I am Michael. Small world.
So that is coming to Patreon exclusively on October 27th at the end of the month. So if you want to check it out, you can join at the $1 and up level on Patreon, and you'll have access to that at the end of October. And in the meantime, you can go back and watch What a Beautiful Wedding, which was the short film we did last month. A little bit about Femme Fatale. Femme Fatale has been in development for almost as long as I've known Michael Daly, back in like 2016, 2017. This is based on a real life experience that he had going to a horror convention and getting berated by the indie filmmakers who he asked a very innocent question about acting advice to. And he ended up really, wanting to get his revenge. And so this is a little bit of a revenge fantasy about that time, as well as just sort of a revenge fantasy against all the bullies and agents and people who've rejected him in his 20-year career as an actor. It was filmed at Atomicon. Thank you to my mother for letting us film at her convention. I am very fortunate to have a mother who actually runs a convention that I could film at, so I was uniquely qualified to direct this film. And it's very funny. It is shot like a John Hughes movie. It's very new wave, a lot of 90s nostalgia and stuff. We put a lot of effort, as you can see, into the production design as well. It is, if you like Seven Deadly Sins, I think it's very much a spiritual successor. Will there be more gore in that movie? Probably not worse than what was in the trailer. Like, the trailer's about as bad as it gets. Like, if you could handle that shot, that is probably the goriest shot in the whole movie. So there is some gore. Just heads up, because it is a horror movie, but it's pretty brief, and it's definitely more of a comedy for sure, and very much played for laughs, very much played over the top. But yeah, like I said, it's 20 minutes long. It's a longer short. I think it is the longest short I've ever done. It's even longer than Detroit Reawakening, which previously was my longest short. And I directed it and co-wrote it. Michael co-wrote it. It was based on something that he experienced, and then he stars in it. And you can see there's also Michael Smallwood and some other stuff. Some other Michaels. Lots of familiar faces in that film. So yeah, hope you check it out on October 27th, and I'll be posting that trailer here on YouTube if you want to share it with your friends after Octopunk Monthly update. In terms of other things that are coming to Patreon this month, as I said, for $1 you're going to get to see Femme Fatale, but you're also going to get to see some behind-the-scenes pictures from Femme Fatale, shot by Selena Oda, who is an absolute goddess of photography. So that's definitely worth checking out. Her photos are incredible. For $5 patrons, we'll be doing 2 live streams, 2 behind-the-scenes live streams. The first one's going to be a live Screamers pitch deck creation stream. This is going to be our first stream on Patreon about live Screamers, which I finished the script for, and I've sent off to a few of our friends, a couple people who have. I don't want to say who they are because that would kind of spoil who's involved with the project. But I sent it off to 3 people who I want to be involved in the project. I want to get their feedback, and I also trust them as writers as well. And so that's with them. And once I get some feedback, I'll finalize it. And then I'll be pitching it to some actual production companies to get financing. This is the first time I've ever tried to do external financing with a film, mostly because the budget is just higher than I think maybe what I want to crowdfund. So for now, I'm going to be building a pitch deck, which is basically a way to show a potential investor why they should invest in the film and finance the film. So that'll be pretty interesting because I'll be learning as I go as well during that stream and sort of showing you how to sell the concept of a film. As well as we'll be doing a Fallout Sanctuary voice session live. I have a monologue that I have to record for Fallout Sanctuary, so you'll get to see me put on my Nora voice and kind of walk you through vocal warm-ups and how my workflow goes when I'm recording audio for Fallout Sanctuary. For $10, we'll be doing signed postcards from Russell Halverson. Russell is a longtime friend. He's actually playing Hancock in Fallout Sanctuary, but he's also one of the stars of Fame Fatale. If you see the guy in the plaid and the kind of like goth rings and stuff, that is Russell, and he has a really funny role in Fame Fatale. You'll love him after seeing him in that film. And that card, appropriately, looks like this, which is Russell's typical hand. He loves wearing rings. He loves wearing jewelry. He's got some tattoos. And all these rings actually represent things about him, like he's a D&D GM. He's into theater. He was a Marine. He was into 4-H. Lots of special things that represent Russell here. And you'll be able to get his autograph this month at the $10 level. Additionally, all $10 and up patrons get stickers every month, and we have some holographic Fame Fatale logo stickers, which look really cute. So you'll all be getting those if you're getting mail this month. And then for $25, much like with What a Beautiful Wedding, we'll be doing a live Q&A with Mike Daly and some of the cast and crew from Fame Fatale at the end of the month. So you'll be able to watch Fame Fatale and then go talk to the cast and crew about it for $25 and up patrons. So we'll be doing a Zoom call, and you can join the Zoom call or the chat and send questions, and we'll answer them and interact with you one-on-one. So that was a lot of fun with What a Beautiful Weddings. Thank you for everybody who came out to that. And as usual, $50, you can get a Zoom call with me or a Polaroid from one of our sets. I have set Polaroids from Fame Fatale and from What a Beautiful Wedding that I can send out to you, as well as a little thank you card. Thank you for being a patron if you're at the $50 level. It's been a second since I checked the chat, so I'm just going to check the chat really quick. Tallulah says, my millennial heart's going to be so happy with the 90s vibes. Yes, so originally Fame Fatale was actually an 80s movie back in early development, partially because Daly kind of grew up in the 80s as a child, and also he is friends with Debbie Gibson, who was a pop star in the 80s, and she was originally going to do a theme song for us, but it ended up not working out. She got too busy. And then we decided to make it more 90s because his early time in LA trying to be an actor when he was in his early 20s was in the 90s. And that's kind of what we leaned into a little bit more, was kind of him from like age 18 onward. So it became more of a 90s film. And, you know, I grew up in the 90s as a kid, so I was all about it. The 80s are, you know, something that I wasn't even here for. The 90s, though, I could get on board with. Mom says, Atomicon is my convention too, technically. Yes, technically. My name might be on the paperwork. Silly Pants says, congrats on finishing this draft of the script. Thank you very much. It was, I feel very good about it. It's probably the best thing I've ever written, I think. I think Live Screamers is the best thing I've ever written. I think it's going to be the best thing I've ever made. I think it's kind of been everything that my career has been leading to up at this point. It's going to combine so much of what I have built, what I've learned, who I have met, into one project. And it's also a really great diss track, this movie. I've never written a movie before that goes this hard on being such a diss track to a lot of people and things I've experienced. So that's a lot of fun too. I've never put that much of myself in a film before, I think, and I typically do put a lot of myself in my movies, but this one is definitely the rawest script I've ever written. So yeah, I think it's going to be really, really good. And I'm hoping to film it in February and have it finished by next, like, July, and then maybe release next fall. Like, that's the hope. So we'll see what happens. God forbid anything worse happens with COVID or anything like that. But, that's basically where I'm at with it right now. Wake on Nightmares, can we know any news about Detroit Evolution Part 2? Well, first of all, it's not a Detroit Evolution sequel. I'm gonna dash your dreams right now. I see a lot of this on TikTok about, like, they're making a sequel to Detroit Evolution. It's like, the fuck we aren't. No, we're not. It's called Detroit Reawakening. It's a remake of Detroit Awakening. Don't get your hopes up. It is a remake. It's a remake. It's 25 minutes long. It's not a feature. All right. I'm going to keep saying this so that nobody bitches at me in my comments in the spring. But that's a good segue into the next part, because I do have a still from Detroit Reawakening that I'm going to be showing you today. I showed you a still last month that featured our Fab Four, Tina, Chris, Gavin, and Nines of the crime scene, which was one of the remade shots from Detroit Awakening. But today I decided to go in a different direction with it. Today I'm going with the irrevocably linked parts of the film. So it is a remake, but there is a framing device that does take place after Detroit Evolution. So you basically have Gavin and Nines telling each other the story of Detroit Awakening. And so there's a lot of scenes from the present as well where they're sitting and talking about this story. And so today's still is from that half of the movie where we are in the present with Gavin and Nines. So take a look at this. I am so proud of Rachel Summers, our lovely cinematographer. This is one of the shots where she set it up, she framed it, she showed me monitor, and we both were just like, holy shit. So, yeah, this is one where my lovely DP killed it. If you've seen What a Beautiful Wedding, you know what Summers is capable of, and we can't wait to show you more of the beauty that she captured in this film. So, yeah, there's a little bit. You get your Gavin and Nines, okay? You get a little bit of a sequel, but I don't want to overhype it and oversell it by saying, oh, it's a sequel to DE, because then people are going to be thinking they're going to get 70 minutes of, like, whatever. It's like, no, you get a little bit. You get some scenes in the present. It's mostly a remake, but there's this too. So I hope that wets your whistle enough for the future. Detroit Reawakening is coming out in the spring. I'm going to continue to print screen. Callie, don't bother printing. I'm going to post the high-res version. It's in 4K. I'm going to post it in like 5 minutes. Save yourself for the 4K. Oh my gosh. It looks like a rom-com still, says Marvel Merlin. So that was the goal, actually. So Irrevocably Linked takes place on Valentine's Day. So it's kind of a Valentine's Day film. And so the framing device is Valentine's Day, and that's the theme. So we wanted to make the present very much a rom-com and very much very, very romantic. And then the past was kind of like more cold and more in line with like the game. But you'll kind of recognize that even the present looks really similar to like Marcus's chapters of Detroit Become Human, that kind of warm, misty sort of vibe. Sylvia says, I can see the artists in the chat losing their minds. Yeah, feel free to draw that. Yeah, feel free. Oh, thank you, Pillow, very much. Whistle is underwater. Says Callie. Brilliant. Oh my gosh. Yes. So I will be posting the 4K, Briar. Don't worry. I'll be posting that on Twitter and the Discord, on Tumblr, and on Instagram later today. So you'll be able to see that. Probably cropped version on Instagram. If Instagram comes back, I mean, who knows? It's dead, right? It's dead, Jim. But yeah. But yeah, so that's Detroit Reawakening and Femme Fatale. I'll be posting the trailer for Femme Fatale right after this as well. So tell your friends, get them to sign up for Patreon. Tell them they get 2 for the price of 1 this month. 2 short films, What a Beautiful Wedding and Femme Fatale for just $1. Come on, it's $1, y'all. Come on, 2 films, 28 minutes worth of new content from Octopunk For $1, you really can't beat it. And as well as the higher tiers, if you want to get some stickers, autographs, live streams, first look at live streamers, and some more look at Fallout Sanctuary. We got a lot coming up in the next 6 months. Finally, the first 6 months where I was in pre-production for everything are finally starting to pay off for these last 6 months where I actually have stuff to give you, so that's great. And then finally today, I want to talk about fan art of the month. Like I said, Instagram's down, so I was only able to pull from Twitter, but I have some lovely stuff here. First, shout out to Lovely Dan on Twitter for this beautiful portrait of me. Thank you very much, Lovely Dan. I think there was some other stuff that they did this month too, so check them out on Twitter and see all of the lovely things that Lovely Dan has done for Octopunk this month. Next, we have Silart on Twitter, another person who's done a lot of really cool art, but I love this sketch of Ada. I'm so in awe of anybody who can do hand-drawn art. I mean, anybody who can do art, period, but especially hand-drawn. It's just incredible. So wonderful job, Silart. You can check them out on Twitter and see lots of stuff that they've done some beautiful work in the past, too. And then this from Warden Mages on Twitter. If you need any better reason to go check out What a Beautiful Wedding, let this be your motivation. This is a beautiful portrait capturing that lovely bokeh in the background of those trees of Michael Smallwood starring in What a Beautiful Wedding. Beautiful work, Connor. Very, very well done. And that's it for our show today. You'll be able to see me again on Saturday, October 16th for another episode of Breakout Roles. We'll be doing a solo RPG, The Wretched. I'll be alone in a space station trying to get out. Maybe not get out. That would be a bad idea. But trying to survive. I don't know. It's gonna be dark and spoopy, and that is fitting with Halloween. And then the next Octopunk Monthly update will be November 1st. So you'll be able to see all the fun stuff coming in November, including another Detroit Reawakening still, and some more updates on Patreon stuff. So go to patreon.com/octopunkmedia if you want to sign up for Patreon and be the first to know all about Fame Fatale and all the other fun stuff we have coming this month, and to check out all the previous 2.5 years worth of content I have uploaded to Patreon. We got quite a back catalog at this point, because every month stuff stays up there. So if you want to see old live streams, old pictures, old, scripts, anything, that is all still up there. So go check that out. And if you just like what I do and you don't want to support on Patreon, I do have a coffee as well, coffee.com/octopunkmedia. You can go and throw a tip. I will hopefully have YouTube memberships up by November. So if you want to support me here on YouTube, have emotes and special benefits and all that sort of stuff by watching the streams, fingers crossed I'll have the time. Oh, and one more thing. I got some Halloween merch up. If you go to etsy.com/shop/octopunkmedia, I've got some Halloween Iggy stickers if you want to get festive this month. And at redbubble.com/octopunkmedia, octopunkmedia.com/redbubble.com. It's in the description. The Redbubble that we have has a Halloween pattern Iggy design as well. So you can get some Halloween stuff if you go to our merch stores. That is returned from the grave from last year, so you can go check that out. Sending you guys lots of love. Have a great time zone. Have a great month. And as